The Knicks versus Rockets game last night had to be one of the worst officiated games I've seen for the New York Knicks all season long. And the referees basically admitted the same when later on that evening, they stated that they shouldn't have called the foul on Jalen Brunson to begin with. We're going to break down exactly what they stated, and we're also going to take a look at the Jalen Brunson call late in game so you guys can see exactly what happened. Because again, there was no foul that should have been called. All of this and so much more today. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now. And make sure you have notifications turned on so you don't miss a second of the new content. And now, let's get started. The worst call of the season. If you guys were watching that game, you probably have less hair like me today because I was pulling all of my hair out. You know you did something bad when the back page of the New York Post says the following. Call of the Vile. Knicks lose on a late whistle. NBA quickly cops to mistake. Yeah, they quickly did. Maybe in 50 minutes? But that didn't help the Knicks. It doesn't give the Knicks the W back. It doesn't give the fans the overtime that we rightfully deserved. And I'm not the only one that feels that way. Take a look at these other celebrity fans for the New York Knicks and what they had to say about the game. Ariel Helwani, MMA insider. The foul just called at the end of this Knicks versus Rockets game is one of the worst calls in the history of calls. Unbelievable. I absolutely agree. Mega fan for the New York Knicks, Ben Stiller. You can't call that. Awful officiating. Kendrick Perkins, somebody who absolutely deserves a Knicks jersey at this point in time of his career. The officials just messed up a good-ass basketball game. That was a BS call on Brunson at the end of the Knicks-Rockets game. Other Knicks fans took to social media to voice their displeasure about the game and about Ed Malloy and that late call against Jalen Brunson. Before we go to the official statement by the referees about the Knicks versus Rockets game, let's first take a look at the actual play so we all can take a look at what happened. Because again, in my opinion, there was no foul to be called. All right, here we go. Top left of your screen. Boom. Foul called. What are we talking about? Look at Jalen. Look at Jalen. Get out of here. Look at this. What are we talking about? I'm surprised as well, too. We'll take another look at that. Look at this. What? Where? That's a play on, folks. That's a play on. The entire game, they're not calling anything like that. Now they call a play like that? Now they do this? Come on, man. That is not the type of play you have. Not during a game like this, late in game. We deserved overtime. Let's take a closer look at it. All right, here's a closer look. Look at that slow motion. What foul? What foul? What foul? Unbelievable. Look at this. Look. Where? Again. Where is it? This is a play on. It makes me even more mad watching it again. Nothing. Play on. We deserved overtime. Robbery. Now that we've thoroughly reviewed the play, let's take a look at the official statement given by the referees after Fred Katz interviewed Ed Malloy, the head referee of the game. And again, Fred Katz was deemed the pool reporter to have this interview with Ed Malloy, the head referee of the game. And if you don't understand what that means, it basically means that all the other reporters in attendance that night basically signified and indicated that they wanted Fred Katz to be the one to conduct this interview with Ed Malloy. Either way, here's the official statement from the referees regarding the game last night. Fred Katz of The Athletic asked Ed Malloy, the crew chief referee of the game last night, the following questions. Why was there a shooting foul called on Jalen Brunson against Aaron Holiday on the Rockets' final possession of the game? According to Malloy, in live action, it was felt that lower body contact was illegal contact. The next follow-up question was, After seeing the replay, do officials believe it was the correct call? Malloy states the following. After seeing it during post-game review, the offensive player was able to return to a normal playing position on the floor. The contact which occurred after the release of the ball, therefore, is incidental and marginal to the shot attempted and should not have been called a foul. Basically put, play on, like we said at the top of the show when we reviewed the play initially. If you look at it, it's absolutely a play on. And if you watch the entire game, they have been calling that game very inconsistently from start to finish. If that's the case, and that is the final play, that is a play on. You give the fans overtime and you see what happens. You don't let the Rockets basically end the game at the free throw line, which is exactly what they did. Shout out to Aaron Holiday, I guess, for taking the time at that last free throw, for basically not trying to make it in, but trying to take time off the clock, which he absolutely did, and it sealed the game and sealed the deal for the Rockets, leading to their victory. But absolutely, what a horrible call. It was a robbery for so many fans that enjoy the game of NBA basketball, because we should have saw overtime. Ed Malloy, I'm looking at you and watching you for each and every game that you start officiating for the New York Knicks moving forward. Again, I don't know if it's each and every game you've reffed, but I gotta take a look at your refereeing history with the New York Knicks and how many games the Knicks have won with you refereeing, because I'm gonna go ahead and guess it can't be high. Now, some of you may think that it shouldn't matter about the final call of a game. The Knicks should have handled business early on. Now, if you're in that mindset, I can understand that. But let's remember, the Knicks are shorthanded. Jalen Brunson, for whatever the reason may be, did not look himself in that first half, though he came alive in the second half like I thought him and the New York Knicks would. But to have the game end on a final call like that is terrible. I don't care that they released a statement. The statement does nothing for me, the New York Knicks, or that game. It doesn't give the Knicks back that W. It doesn't give them a victory. It doesn't have them play another game to see if they can potentially get that victory again. It does nothing. All it says is, my bad, I made a mistake, but I'll try to do better next time. Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. It helps so much that you released that statement and made those remarks, because it definitely helps the Knicks, right? Thanks, but no thanks. We don't need no apologies. We don't need anything like that. All we need referees to do, especially when Jalen Brunson's in the game, is to call it down the middle, call it fair, and use your eyes. If you're a referee, you have to understand the pace and the flow of a game, the calls of a game. And if that is your final call, you are not making that call, especially a call like that at the end of a game. You are playing it on and you are going to overtime. Atrocious, horrible, one of the worst calls I've ever seen in NBA history, and definitely one of the worst calls for the New York Knicks this season. I don't care about that statement. I care about the victory, which we don't have right now, in large part thanks to Ed Malloy. Thanks for the statement, but no thanks. I am heated, I am hot, and I'm sure a lot of you guys watching this video right now, especially last night, especially all over social media, are just as angry and upset as I am. That's not a play on? Ridiculous. You need how many years in the NBA to watch games to understand that that play is not a play on? Get out of here, man. Robbery. Rob the Knicks fans, rob the NBA fans. This matter should be looked into. Absolutely should be looked into. What about you guys? What do you think about this late last whistle against Jalen Brunson? And do you agree with me? Do you think it should have been a play on? Because whether you do or not, it doesn't matter. Because the referees basically admitted the same, that it should have been a play on. Let me know your thoughts about the game in the comments below. I'll be waiting to hear from you. But until next time, Knicks fans, don't forget to smash that like button, leave a comment below, and of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans, peace.